this morning.
Hello, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on Wednesday, June 10th. I'm Frances Wang. Lauren will be in later tonight.
And I'm Carly Barnett. Maribel Rodriguez is off today. Thank you for making us part of your Wednesday morning.
And ladies, can we just celebrate that we have made it to Wednesday? We're getting so close to Friday, Jennifer.
Halfway there.
We've been waiting for this moment.
Yes, we have, but I was a little ahead of myself.
Chris, thank you. A big step now on the road to reopening. Beaches in Miami-Dade will once again welcome visitors. Nearly 3 months after they were closed due to the coronavirus pandemic. The beaches were originally set to open earlier this month, but it was pushed back because of the George Floyd protests.
And as we've seen with these reopenings, there will be plenty of restrictions in place. CBS 4's Brooke Schaefer is live in Miami Beach with those new rules that take effect today. Brooke.
Hey ladies, good morning. Yeah, the sun.
This was not just a tragedy. It was a crime.
These laws need to be changed. No more hate crimes, please.
Lives like George will not matter until somebody pays the cost for taking their lives.
Now more than 2 weeks since the moment that galvanized America into a crusade for justice and change, George Floyd is remembered in his hometown of Houston. Hundreds gathered to bid a final farewell to George Floyd as he was laid to rest next to his mother. Floyd's death has created a renewed call for police reform that has already taken shape in some parts of the country. CBS 4's Michael George reports.
Friends, family, and celebrities came together in Houston at the funeral service for George Floyd. CBS News, New York.
And later today, Floyd's brother will testify before the House Judiciary Committee on the use of police force. And this morning, there is new insight on the prior relationship between George Floyd and the now former police officer who kneeled on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. We have that story ahead at 6:30.
New video this morning from Seattle. This happened overnight. It shows hundreds of protesters taking over City Hall. It's not clear exactly how they got inside or if any damage was done. Many of the protesters came from a rally hosted by a city council member who wants to impeach Seattle's mayor if she does not step down. Councilwoman Kashama Sawant was among those protesting inside. They all left peacefully after about 90 minutes. More calls for change here in South Florida. A small crowd of protesters rallied peacefully in Miami Beach. Dozens of the demonstrators held signs and chanted Black Lives Matter as they walked down Ocean Drive. People arrested solely for violating Miami-Dade's or the city of Miami's curfew will not be prosecuted. State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle says she sees no value in pursuing curfew violations and charges will be dropped as long as there is no other reason to prosecute. There have been dozens of such arrests and mostly peaceful protests that began after George Floyd's death.
And in Miami Gardens, digital billboards simultaneously showed messages in support of Black Lives Matter. The displays along the Palmetto Expressway and I-95 were changed to honor George Floyd. The mayor says it's not just about the billboards, but continuing to invest in change.
It's not just George Floyd, it's those kids. It's the young girl who wants to grow up to be a doctor. It's the man who's come across struggles. Black lives literally matter. That means giving more than lip service to the idea of equality. That means giving it teeth. And not just teeth in its official functions under color of law, but teeth in how we act day in and day out.
The time was chosen to represent the 8 minutes and 46 seconds the police officer had his knee on Floyd's neck.
And what charges this suspect is facing.
It is now 6:11 and straight ahead, investigators release a video of another crime where criminals used protests to loot a store.
Coming up at 6:30, surveillance captures dozens of people running into a South Florida medical marijuana dispensary. That story ahead at 6:30.
Plus, President Trump is now tweeting a conspiracy theory about a protester in Buffalo who was pushed by police. Up next, who is demanding an apology?
Plus, a trooper's bravery caught on camera as he rushes to a fiery scene to save a man's life.
Now, CBS 4 weather.
Well, Jennifer, with beaches opening back up again in Miami-Dade, this could be a good day to head to the ocean, get that breeze, right?
That's right. And actually, the rip current risk is low.
Chris, new this morning, Republicans have reportedly selected Jacksonville as the new site for this August Republican National Convention. That is according to the Washington Post, who says party officials toured the city earlier in the week. The convention was originally set to happen in Charlotte, but you may remember President Trump said he would move it because of coronavirus restrictions. Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez had said he would be open to hosting the convention here.
In news across America, President Trump facing backlash for questioning the motives of the 75-year-old shoved to the ground by Buffalo police officers. The president tweeted yesterday, Martin Gugino could be an, quote, Antifa provocateur. Quote, I watched, he fell harder than was pushed, could be a setup. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is calling on the president to apologize for the tweet that he calls unacceptable.
If he ever feels a moment of decency, he should apologize for that tweet, because it is wholly unacceptable.
Gugino's lawyer says he is still hospitalized. Meanwhile, the two officers involved have been suspended and charged with second-degree assault.
Police in Idaho have taken a man into custody with ties to two children that have been missing since September. The Rexburg Police Department says they booked Chad Daybell into the county jail. A hearing is scheduled for him this morning. Police say investigators went to his property for a search and found human remains. This is the latest twist in a months-long search for his missing stepchildren, 8-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylee. The remains have not yet been identified. Moving on to campaign 2020, yesterday was primary election day in Georgia, but it was a day marred with problems at the polls. Voters reported long lines, equipment problems, and missing absentee ballots, with social distancing restrictions adding to all of that confusion. Polling places in at least 9 counties had to extend voting hours because of the problems, and when the last polls did close, Joe Biden was quickly declared the winner of Georgia's Democratic presidential primary.
Caught on camera, Michigan State Trooper rushes to save an unconscious driver from his burning pickup truck. You can see the driver use his baton to bust a window on the passenger side and pull the man from the fire. Investigators think the 63-year-old driver may have had a medical issue while driving. This was near Detroit. He was treated for low blood sugar, but is otherwise okay, of course, thanks to that trooper's very quick reaction.
I'm glad that man's all right. It is 6:20 now, and the C Nation meets with the BTS Army. We explain how John Cena is matching up with K-pop superstars.
And the Wild Stallions ride again as Bill and Ted get ready to return to the big screen. Your trending topics is next.
Welcome back. Let's check in on the hot topics trending this morning on social media. The donations and support are going strong for Black Lives Matter, including one from a duo that no one could have seen coming.
Hollywood actor and 16-time WWE champion John Cena is joining one supergroup for a massive donation to the cause. Now, you may not be able to see John Cena, but you can see his donation specifically. Cena will be matching a $1 million donation made by the popular K-pop group BTS. The donation is part of the hashtag Match a Million initiative, co-opted by fans of the K-pop group known as BTS Army. He recently spoke on the Late Late Show with James Corden about how he admires BTS's ability to bring and connect people from the world all together.
Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Get ready for a reunion with California's most bodacious time-traveling rock stars. They're back. This morning, a new trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music has been released. The newest movie in the series sees Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves reprising the iconic Valley Guys characters, and they have some new faces joining them. The movie will introduce their daughters, as well as bring back the princesses and the fan favorite Grim Reaper. Bill and Ted Face the Music will be released August 21st.
And a new Evil Dead film is on the way. Bruce Campbell tells Empire Magazine that the horror franchise's next installment will be called Evil Dead Now. Campbell does have experience in the franchise, playing Ash Williams in the original trilogy, which entails of The Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. However, Campbell says he is not set to reprise his character in the newest film. In the 2013 reboot of Evil Dead, Campbell served as a producer, but didn't appear in that film either.
Well, there's always great videos and stories to see online. You can check out more of what's trending on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at cbsmiami.com/webextra.
And straight ahead at 6:30, speaking of movies, a cinematic comeback. The world's largest theater chain says they are ready to welcome back moviegoers in just a few weeks.
Plus, one South Florida college athlete could soon be taking a swing at the big leagues. We hear from a Hurricane player who is preparing for tonight's Major League Baseball draft.
Chris, thank you so much. Miami-Dade takes another step forward on the road to reopening today, and it is one many people have been waiting for. Starting this morning, you'll be able to head back out to the beach.
And CBS 4's Brooke Schaefer is live in Miami Beach with what we need to know. Brooke, good morning.
Hey, ladies, good morning. Yeah, this morning.
Brooke, thank you. Now we have a look at some of your other Wednesday morning headlines. Fort Lauderdale police are looking into a possible connection between a gruesome discovery on the beach and a car chase. 2 bodies were found stabbed to death on the beach near Oakland Park Boulevard yesterday. Investigators are now looking to see if this has any connection to a fight a few blocks away. One of the men involved led police on a pursuit on I-95 before his Jeep flipped over. Police say they have the driver in custody, but no formal arrest has been made. And George Floyd has been laid to rest beside his mother in Texas just over 2 weeks after his death while in police custody in Minneapolis. About 500 people attended his funeral in Houston, and during the service, his family vowed to continue pursuing justice in his name, and they called on the country to help them. His brother Rodney told mourners, quote, "He is going to change the world." And Miami-Dade's chief prosecutor says people arrested just for violating curfews will not be prosecuted. This is for people charged with breaking the orders in the city of Miami or Miami-Dade County, as long as there's no other reason to prosecute. State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle says she sees no value in pursuing these charges against dozens of people who were arrested during mostly peaceful protests. New developments this morning in the coronavirus pandemic. In a recording obtained by CBS News, coronavirus response coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx told U.S. governors that the recent protests are detrimental to the containment of the virus. CBS 4's Laura Podesta has more.
The president's coronavirus task force coordinator.
South Florida political icon Gwen Margolis has died. Margolis had a stellar political career. She served as the first female president of the state Senate. In 1993, she was elected to the Dade County Commission, where she served until 2002 and was the first woman to chair it. After that, she had 2 more stints in the Florida Senate until she retired in 2016. Gwen Margolis was 85 years old.
Time now is 6:42. Movie theaters have remained empty for months, leaving many to wonder about their future.
Well, now one movie chain is ready to let the film reels roll on for audiences. Find out what AMC is saying about letting the audience back in. First, we have new details about when we could go to the movies again. AMC says it will open its theaters across the country next month. That's even though the world's largest theater chain has said it had substantial doubts about being able to stay open. They haven't given any specific dates or shared any changes they'll make. Also, every state and county, of course, are at different stages of reopening. AMC says it lost more than $2 billion because of coronavirus closures so far this year.
Now at 6:48 tonight, Major League Baseball will hold its 2020 draft, and we should be hearing a few Hurricanes come off the board, including local star Freddie Zamora.
Well, CBS 4 sports anchor Mike Cunio caught up with the talented shortstop who could be next in a long line of South Florida stars to make it to the big leagues.
So when did you start playing shortstop? When I first started playing baseball, my dad put me there.
CBS 4 Sports.
New this morning, NBA Hall of Famer and 6-time NBA champ Michael Jordan has taken his talents from the hardwood and transferred them to the fishing boat. Jordan's boat, called Catch-23, of course, reeled in a blue marlin weighing in at 442 pounds during the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament in Morehead City, North Carolina. So far, Jordan's catch is somehow only in 6th place, which is also fitting, though, considering his 6th championship rings. Carly, I think we were talking about that. What is 1st place if that's 6th?
Now I need to see it's like a whale or something like that. We have another check of this morning's headlines coming up next. Now a quick wrap up of your Wednesday morning headlines. Beaches in Miami-Dade County are set to open this morning in just a few minutes from now, actually at 7.
And you're looking live at Miami Beach right now. The beaches were supposed to open earlier this month, but that was delayed because of a countywide curfew. There are restrictions, however. Sunbathing and swimming are allowed, but no groups larger than 10, and face coverings are required when going to the bathroom or concession stands.
And Fort Lauderdale police are looking into a possible connection between a gruesome discovery on the beach and a chase. 2 bodies found stabbed to death on the beach near Oakland Park yesterday. Investigators are now looking to see if this has any connection to a fight that happened a few blocks away. One of the men involved led police on a pursuit on I-95 before flipping the Jeep over. Police say they have the driver in custody, but no formal arrest has been made.
George Floyd has been laid to rest beside his mother in Texas just a little over 2 weeks after his death while in police custody. About 500 attended his funeral in his hometown of Houston, and during the service, his family vowed to continue to pursue justice in his name. They called upon the country to help them. His brother Rodney told mourners, quote, "He is going to change the world."
And Republicans are expected to select Jacksonville as the new site for this August Republican National Convention. That is according to the Washington Post, who says Republican Party officials toured the city earlier in the week. The convention was originally set to happen in Charlotte, but you may remember President Trump said he would move it because of coronavirus restrictions.
That's a look at traffic. Francis and Carly, back to you.
Chris, thank you. Hoping everybody has a safe start to our Wednesday. Hey, we're halfway to the weekend, right?
Exactly. And I know a lot of people, Carly, excited about the beaches in Miami-Dade County reopening today.
A good day to go out and enjoy them. So stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.